FNAF is incredibly popular. So popular that it's gotten itself a novel series, even more books after that, graphic novels, and hell, even a movie. But where else is there to go? Well, how about the Dark Carnival? Whether it be its own themed amusement park or a section of Universal, a Five Nights at Freddy's amusement park would be incredibly successful. And while Scott may not have wanted to do it, maybe the person taking over will. So with that possibility before us, I present what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe, this is the top 10 attractions we want at the FNAF Amusement Park. Let's do it. And at 10, Halloween Horror Night. Halloween is one of the best times to go to an amusement park, at least if you enjoy fearing for your life. Since most amusement parks have some form of Halloween Horror Nights, where actors dress up as horrifying monsters and killers to drive fear into your heart as you wait in line to risk your life on multiple roller coasters. And I think that if anyone can do this perfectly, it would be a FNAF themed amusement park. Even if it's just a section, it would be incredible. Nightmare animatronics, twisted animatronics, purple guy, and ghost kids running around the park scaring the hell out of you. Mazes that revolve around the different pizzeria locations where you can watch the animatronics get slightly closer every time you look away. A giant dread bear in the sky. Okay, maybe that one's a bit unrealistic, but come on, that would be sick. And with a series that's already founded in horror, it's almost too easy. This would only be the tip of the iceberg, however. If you want to see the rest of the iceberg, be sure you hit like and subscribe if you're pondering what video games would be in real life, or at least something similar. Or if you like FNAF, because we cover it quite a bit. It also really helps us, so thank you. And at 9, Circus Baby's Ice Cream. While yes, Circus Baby did have a pizzeria after the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment, I think that there is a very clearly like another pizza joint that would be a better fit for this amusement park. So what else does Baby do? Inflates balloons at her fingertips and dispenses ice cream. So an ice cream stand, or more realistically a restaurant, would be incredibly beneficial to the park, especially during those hot summer days where the park would be packed. Basically set it up like any ice cream chain and you're good to go. It would realistically be an actual ice cream place setting up shop there and then just being rebranded or themed to be Circus Baby's place instead of just a new place, but it would still be fun nonetheless. They could hand you the cone like through the stomach of like a life-size baby statue. That'd be hilariously terrifying. Imagine they figured out how to like work a claw to grab the cone and then pass it to you. Oh god, what have I done? And at 8, Arcade. Having some form of arcade is a staple at all amusement parks. Everyone that I've seen or been to has one, and it's a good place to kill some time if you need it, or for the place to make some extra money. However, a FNAF amusement park arcade would be fairly unique since, after all, we have already seen multiple Fazbear arcade games, many from FNAF 6's catalog, including the Lore Keeper minigames that could have real versions, like what I suggested when talking about real-life Freddy Fazbears and how it could happen, or the game from Security Breach trailers, one involving El Chip, which we will get to see in full when the game is ultimately released later this year, knock on wood. So there would be no shortage of potential custom games that could be made for this very unique arcade experience. The prize counter would obviously be FNAF themed with a worker dressed as the puppet behind it, and basically everything I suggested from the real Freddy Fazbear arcade, only in an amusement park. I don't want to reiterate it, just go watch that video. And at 7, Fazbear Frights Theater. Amusement parks have these kinds of things all the time. Small performances or bigger ones that run at certain times. Sometimes on an actual stage, other times out in the main area. I imagine a FNAF amusement park to have like the Fazbear Fright stories acted out, maybe the less complicated ones, you know, without time traveling ball pits, but it would be a great way to give visuals to these stories without needing to have a whole movie around them. Plus, there are so many Fazbear Fright stories that they wouldn't really run out of content, especially if they switched up whatever stories they tell month to month or something like that. They wouldn't have these every day and they wouldn't need to, but anyone looking to craft a theory or have a further understanding of these stories would love to go see them acted out. I mean, honestly, there's 30 of them, so they would have a packed schedule. We could finally understand why the girl started dancing when putting on the Ballora glasses at the end, and was it because she was mimicking her, or did Ballora get to her when she put them on? It's unclear in the story, but it would be made obvious by the performance. Well, hopefully at least. I mean, they could very well just leave it vague and mysterious because we all know that's what FNAF would do. I can't even say that's what Scott would do. And at 6, real animatronics. Now before you absolutely flip I'm talking about our world animatronics. Animatronics that don't walk on their own and that are stuck in place doing the same thing over and over again. Not murderous animatronics possessed by dead kids that are trying to get revenge on their killer, okay? Like real working versions of Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and Foxy, at least, the original gang. That would be pretty damn cool, and you know it. Imagine walking into a park or the section of Universal and being greeted by actual robotic versions of the original 4 animatronics. That would be sick. Or you're waiting in line for one of the other attractions on this list and then a Bonnie statue just starts moving next to you. I mean, there are these kinds of things all over the place in real life. If Avengers Campus can have a Spider-Man animatronic that swings and does flips and lets go of the wire in the background, okay, this is possible, okay? The lines for the rides could be like the inside of the pizzeria and the animatronics are in their camera positions all like glitching out, you know? Come on, you know that you can't say that that wouldn't be incredibly cool. That would be mint. That's right, I'm saying mint. That's how cool it would be. Me, I'm saying mint. 20 years after it's dead. Halfway through into number 5, it's a FNAF World. It's a Small World is probably the most obnoxious ride of all time. I'm sorry, but god damn it, I can't stand that stupid song. However, I would be willing to put up with an equally ridiculous song if that song and the ride was about FNAF. And not just FNAF, but the FNAF timeline. Having a ride that takes you through the full FNAF timeline would not only A, be a great way to confirm a timeline and make some money off of it, but also B, absolutely ridiculous in the best way possible. Can you imagine getting all the animatronics to sing "It's a FNAF world after all" while William is brutally killing Charlotte in the window of Freddy Fazbear's? It's like every horror movie trailer ever. It would be especially funny if the animatronics were like built to be themed in like the FNAF World art style, since the animatronics in the original Small World ride are like kind of like small child-like, right? I think. I don't know. I went on it once when I was like 8 and I was like, I'm done. No, thank you. Imagine like the nightmare animatronics on that ride too, and it would finally be confirmed that Foxy Bro is an older version of Crying Child as a robot. You all doubt me, but it's gonna happen. It will. I'm sure of it. Man, that's gonna be clipped for when it actually is confirmed to be entirely wrong. Hey, I'm saying it, you heard it here first. And at 4, Exotic Butters stand. What is an amusement park if it doesn't have food carts everywhere for you to go to? And obviously there would be an Exotic Butters stand. Whether it is legit selling butter or it's doing something else like Korean corn dogs or whatnot, I think the meme is basically required at this point. Like, we all love us some Exotic Butters. There have been remixes about Exotic Butters. Exotic and erotic fan fiction written about Exotic Butters. Okay, well actually probably not about Exotic Butters, but definitely involving them in some way. The meme of Exotic Butters, however, would need to be included at some point at this place. And I think that aside from plushies, this would be the best way to do it. Come on, you know you want this. Exotic Butters is the one true FNAF meme. You can't change my mind. Getting close to the end in at number 3, Pirate Ride. The FNAF VR DLC, The Curse of Dreadbear, is probably my favorite FNAF experience so far. One of the reasons why is because of Pirate Ride, a minigame where as long as you have a basic sense of accuracy, you won't get jump scared, and that's important to me, especially when looking for certain Easter eggs or victory prizes. The theme of target shooting rides is present at basically any amusement park. Canada's Wonderland, for example, had Scooby-Doo's Haunted Mansion, and now it's called Boo Blaster, which was a poor decision if you ask me. They also have The Guardian of Wonder Mountain, an entirely digital shooting gallery game, which is what I guess Pirate Ride would end up being, since shooting balls in a roller coaster is probably a bad idea in real life. Either way, those rides are always my favorite, and this would be no exception. I would go on it way too often, and I would never be ashamed. I would just be going on that in a loop. I would get off and get right back on. And ultimately, in number 2, Freddy Fazbear's. Well, of course, if there's going to be an entire amusement park based around these characters and this series, we're gonna need an actual Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. This is probably the only real thing that would be a guarantee in the whole place. Maybe it's just like Papa John's just rebranded to look like Freddy Fazbear's, or it's just some other place because other pizza places are available. But no matter what store it is, as long as it's themed to be Freddy Fazbear's, it would be packed regularly. People would go to the amusement park just to go to the real Freddy Fazbear's. And even if it didn't have the animatronics and just had statues or something that were playing music, it would be insanely popular and it would result in plenty of sales, especially if it's its own section at Universal Studios or something. The line would be out the door and around the park, I'm sure. Unless you were there early, you'd be in line for ages, especially after it first opens, but even after, and you know that I'm right. Finally, in at number 1, Corn Maze. The Corn Maze from the same DLC as Pirate Ride would probably be the best attraction at any FNAF themed amusement park. The popularity of mazes at horror nights like Disney or Wonderland are so high that even having this all year round would be great. At least FNAF themed, because it makes sense there, not at Disney or Wonderland. You could fill it with a couple actors dressed as Grim Foxy, whose goal is just to scare the hell out of you rather than catch you, and then you could cover the ground with crows, because we all know that those are the scariest part of the entire goddamn maze. Anyway, having multiple Foxies instead of just one would make it seem like more of a threat, since it would always appear like he's close, even if it's a different person in the suit. And it would fit the theme of the minigame as well, since after Foxy runs at you, he teleports somewhere nearby if he doesn't catch you, so you're never quite rid of him. It would be incredibly fun, and I'd definitely end up getting that purple glitch key. I did it on the live stream, I would do it in real life too. Come at me! There we have it, friends, the top 10 attractions we want at the FNAF Amusement Park. What attraction was your favorite from this list, and is there anything that I didn't mention that you'd like to see? Be sure you let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. Oh, thanks for opening up snacks. They also have Guardian of Winter Mountain and Wunter?